Warning, pest control video ahead, please do not watch if you may be offended. Hey guys, welcome back to Team Foxer. My name is Robin, and in this episode we're going to be taking a look at the last few weeks' foxing action. Before we get into that though, the farmer has asked if we can take out a couple of the rabbits that seem to be making their way from the neighbouring paddock into his field. The tool for that job is my trusty Ruger 1022 shooting CCI subsonic ammo.
Okay, so we didn't get quite as many as we'd hoped for, but 4 down, and I'm sure the farmer will be quite happy with that. So we're now going to quickly switch the NiteSite over onto the 223 and see how we get on with some Charlies.
Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I keep a spare scope ring on all of my rifles, and that just makes switching over the NiteSite from one rifle to the other a little bit easier and a little bit faster. All that's needed is a quick adjustment of the focus and you're pretty much good to go.
Right, we're good to go.
And we were literally straight into the action that evening, having just crossed the bridge into the farm, and a fox actually walked in front of the truck. Swim time. I thought I'd better stop recording before it sailed past, otherwise it was going to be me in the drink. Anyway, moving on to the next farm, and we spotted this chap after calling for a little while coming out from the left, though we needed it to move a bit to the right so that we could get it into a safe shooting position. After a great reaction to the mouse stroke vol call on the GC500 caller, a nice easy 80-yard shot polished off fox number 2 for the evening. Fox number 3 came along unexpectedly, turning into yet another farm. Actually, it was just laid down in the field, not really moving anywhere, so I had plenty of time and I took that one straight off the bonnet of the truck. As I mentioned earlier, this fox was shot a few weeks back now, so just having a feel of this fox, because it looks like we got it in time before it actually cubbed as well. Now, one thing myself and the keeper have noticed lately is that there seems to be a lot more owls about. So pretty much every time we put the caller on nowadays, we seem to get 1 or 2 owls floating around, which is always lovely to see. Now, fox number 4 that evening came as literally the last farm of the evening. So we put the GC500 caller on rabbit distress and saw a pair of eyes making its way around the outside of the field, and you can just hear the caller going in the background there. Fall down. Now, it'd not really done any work other than drive all evening, so making sure the rifle was safe, I sent Steve to go and get this one. It was definitely his turn. And there's our quartet, one of the best evenings we've had so far this year. Hopefully we'll have a few more. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I've got a real appreciation for the natural world, and I love to see stuff like this when I'm out. Skip forward a week or two now, and we're out with Mark for a troublesome fox that's been spotted once or twice by the farmer.
Got something. Is off.
The reason I couldn't take that fox there is it's not actually land that we have permission to go onto, and also there's a paddock behind where the fox was that has sometimes has some sheep in it, and I couldn't see whether anything was in there or not. So all I wanted to do was observe as to which direction the fox ran, because we do have permission to shoot the field behind it. So we went back a few nights later. The trouble is, it was still on the land that's not ours, and it was also still in front of, this time, buildings and things, so once again it's a little out of reach. As frustrating as it is, safety and of course the legalities of being out with a firearm are of the utmost importance, so you have to be patient at times. Therefore I found myself with a free evening a couple of nights later and went out solo to see if I could get it to come back onto our land. Having already spooked it twice, I decided to use the NiteSite spotter instead of the lamp to see if I could actually see it, and as I actually pinged round to the left of the field, I could actually see the pair of eyes over in the field. So I quickly got out, got on my sticks, just to see it wandering out, just out of sight picture. Well, after seeing this fox a couple of times, turns out it was third time lucky.
Hey!
So a few nights later, stood in the same field, pretty much in the same location that I've just taken that vixen from, and hand calling we managed to get the dog fox to come bombing across the field. What you'll notice with this fox, now I've chopped this clip down a little bit because it took several minutes to come in, is that it's actually carrying one of his rear legs, so he's done quite a good job so far, been able to hunt and scavenge around for food, but he was quite a poorly fox indeed. We had to obviously wait for the fox to come on to this stretch of land and down the little bank, which also made for quite a safe shot, and you'll see Mark's shot comes in from my left as he's probably a good 20 or so yards to my left. But this was a good one to get out of the way also. And indeed he didn't. He was literally 5 yards just behind where he'd been shot. A massive exit wound, so quite surprising that fox managed to run. But that's the nature of the beast, sometimes they do. Now, I'm going to include this clip, don't like doing it, but this is me missing a fox at the duck pond. So, bit of a pain in the arse that one, because I had the keeper sat right next to me, but redemption is a sweet thing, and literally a couple of days later, in almost the exact same spot in the wheeling, the keeper managed to snare it, and he sent me that photo, gloating, making sure that it wasn't me. I actually put a couple of rounds down range through that target, and also then accounted for this one on the same evening. Quite an old dog fox by all accounts, so I knew it wasn't the rifle, as I almost got it bullet on bullet. The frustration continued though, as over the last couple of weeks we've seen several foxes, this fox probably twice now on the same stretch of land, and again in an unshootable position once or twice. As you can see here, it's too near to the road and the street lighting and everything behind it, so we couldn't take it there, so we had to come in from a different angle and come back several nights later. So we finally managed to catch up with that one using the Icotec GC500 caller. You may have noticed there as I leant on the bonnet that I actually, I don't know what I did to it actually, but I ended up knackering up the caller. So luckily though, it sort of only went a few yards to the left and it was able to be taken down with the Tikka 2.3 in 223 caliber, and she was quite a pretty little fox, that one. Again on a different evening, but using the same call, the vole and mouse call on the Icotec GC500 caller, we were able to coax this vixen out of yet another drainage dike. Although what I actually did was move on to the bonnet for a more stable platform, I actually lost it and it made its way into the field then, so I got back on my Primos trigger sticks to take the shot. As soon as it stood still, that was, for a second.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh. Shot it for the head. Well, that's a horrible one, isn't it?
Look at that for a shot.
Yep, it was a scabby looking vixen, and as we got back to the truck and spun round, you see another fox looking at us from quite some way off, but that one stayed where it was. It certainly wasn't coming any closer. Different farm now, and this one read the rule book, came straight into the call.
Right.
Even though it'd give a very central shot into the chest, that fox had managed to run about 20 yards on adrenaline before dropping down stone dead. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Next time out, we've got a pigeon shooting video. You can get in contact with me with the email on screen, and you can also stay up to date with the instant action on Instagram at team_foxer. Take care, stay safe, and happy shooting.